everybody, this week on the news, we are talking about the Ukraine and Russia war, the G20 meeting, the UK crisis, and the Turkey bus crash. The country of the week is Cyprus, and the extra fun segment is all about weird facts that will blow your mind. The Mandarin segment is all about shapes in Mandarin, and I really hope you enjoy. This week we are interviewing Mrs Jaqueline Sauzier, who is working in agriculture and marine conservation. She has an amazing journey, and I really hope you enjoy. There have been more unconfirmed attacks against Russia in the Cremia territory. Even Russia and Ukraine do not know who it is, although Russia has been blaming Ukraine for these attacks. There have been unconfirmed reports and videos showing some damage in the Black Sea Fleet area of Russia. Meanwhile, President of Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky, has said that it's fine for the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant to be inspected by international inspectors and can be repaired. UN has also been granted permission to come and visit the site. Both Russia and Ukraine have been blaming each other for the damages to this nuclear power plant, which is the biggest in Europe. And this is causing a lot of fear that a big disaster is going to happen. The Chinese and Russian leaders have both confirmed that they will be there for the G20 Summit in Indonesia this November. Joe Biden, the president of US, was discussing with Xi Jinping, the president of China, on a face-to-face meeting because they haven't met face-to-face since Joe Biden became the president. Joe Biden has also been discussing with the other G7 world leaders during their G7 meetings what they should do if Vladimir Putin decided to show up to the G20 meeting. They decided that they will have to put up a united front against him. Joe Biden has also said that they should consider kicking him out of the G20, and the world leaders of G7 have tried to convince Indonesia to invite Volodymyr Zelensky as a guest speaker for the summit in order to support Ukraine. The United Kingdom is in a crisis. The inflation is increasing, there is a drought, the National Health Service, or the NHS, is at its worst time, and there are strikes that have made the train and subway stop. This happens at a time where reports have shown that the winter might just be the worst for the National Health Service. And on top of that, this could be UK's worst living situation in decades, as inflation is passing 10% like it did earlier this week, which is really bad for the households that are already struggling. Is that good?
Meanwhile, the government... Just don't stop it, just continue.
Meanwhile, the government is unresponsive and is not showing anything and any action to any of this. There was a bus crash in Turkey that hit an already existing road crash site in a city called Gaziantep on Saturday morning. This was a terrible road accident, and it killed 16 people and injured 21 more. There were many people who died, including firefighters, rescuers, and a team of journalists who had been sent to investigate the scene where a vehicle had been left on the road. Hi everybody, this week we're interviewing Mrs Jaqueline Sauzier. She's an amazing person who works in agriculture and in marine conservation in Mauritius. Her journey is really interesting and she has a great story to tell. I really hope you enjoy and learn something new.
I am Jacqueline Sauzier. I am married with 3 children, and I work for the Chamber of Agriculture. I've been with them for the last 10 years, but I'm very passionate about marine environment and sustainability in general.
Oh wow, thank you. Can you tell me what you do in your job? You said you're in agriculture.
Well, yes, since the last 10 years, I've been working with the Chamber of Agriculture, and it's mainly getting people to change their views. It's doing a lot of lobbying. It's being in contact with a lot of people and to talk to a lot of people and to try and make them understand that agriculture in Mauritius is very important and that there are different means and ways of doing agriculture and which could be very good for the planet if there is any change in the way they are doing things. My main topic is around sugarcane, which is very important in the economy of Mauritius. And so while doing so, I get to meet a lot of people.
Wow, thank you. That's amazing. And how did you get into the agriculture sector?
That's a very funny story, in fact. I did my studies in aquaculture and marine biology in Réunion Island and in France. And I came back to Mauritius and I started working for an NGO called the Mauritius Marine Conservation Society. And then they didn't have any more work for me, and I started working for a cooperative who is not working anymore, but it used to be selling venison, which is deer meat, and promoting the breeding of deer in Mauritius. And in fact, their members are mainly sugarcane growers. And I worked with this cooperative for 22 years. And then they contacted me. In fact, the sugarcane growers contacted me and asked me if I wanted to come as a part-time person at the Chamber of Agriculture. And then 10 years after, I'm still there and now being there on a full-time basis. So I'm not at all in what I studied, but I think that the studies that I did opens up the mind into the way you need to work and not the study in itself.
Wow, yeah. Wow. That's a great journey.
It is a very interesting journey, in fact, yes. And it's also what is mainly interesting in what I do is that I love the contact with different people. I get to meet people from the government. I get to meet people from associations, small planters, bigger producers, people from factories. And all that is very stimulating to the mind because it gives you different perspectives and different views on what we think is normal to someone could be something absolutely abnormal to another person. But then you can see different point of views and you might change yours by those discussions and bring something more interesting into the perspective of another discussion.
Yeah, wow. It's nice. You said that you like meeting new people. Is there anything else that you like about your job? What else interests you?
In fact, what I like in my job is the passion. When I get to meet some of the people, they are very passionate as I am. Because we want to change things, we want to move things, we want to move things forward in the right direction. And while we do that, is the connectivity that there is, the vibration, the good vibration that there is with those people within those projects, that for me is what wakes me up every morning and makes me like to go to work every morning.
Wow. Wow, wow, that's amazing. And what is your advice to kids?
Well, my advice would be is, if you are not passionate about your job, if you don't like your job, it will be very difficult. It will be a long journey. But if you find the passion and you find the little twinkle on what you are doing, it will bring you much more in the satisfaction of what you are doing. Is always find the passion in what you are doing. It is what for me is the most important, and what would be the advice I would give to the young generation. Be passionate.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's a
Thank you for your
pleasure.
time today. It was amazing. Really
Thank
glad
you
we
very
got to
much.
interview you.
Yes, thank you very much. And I really like what you are doing. It's a very good thing to have all those people talk around you. And I'm sure that yourself, it changes your views and the way you are seeing everybody after that.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Chypre est un pays de la mer Méditerranée. Sa capitale est Nicosie. Chypre est un pays de la mer Méditerranée. Sa capitale est Nicosie et sa population est de 1,2 million d'habitants. La plus ancienne étiquette de vin du monde appartient à Chypre. Le Chypre abrite environ 20 espèces rares d'orchidées. Le Chypre possède l'un des sites de plongée sur épauve les plus populaires du monde, connu sous le nom de Zenobia. Le Chypre bénéficie d'un ensoleillement de plus de 300 jours par an. Hi everybody, this week for the extra fun segment, you're going to be learning some weird facts about general knowledge. I really hope you enjoy. Did you know that flamingos bend their ankles and not their knees? It looks like they're bending knees, but those are actually their ankles, so they're actually always tiptoeing. Did you know that ice pops were accidentally invented by an 11-year-old who left some soda powder and water with a stick outside and then started selling it to different people? Did you know that sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can? Sometimes supermarket apples can be a year old. They are usually sold after 6 to 12 months in the supermarket after they are harvested. It's impossible to hum while holding your nose. In the Philippines, McDonald's sells spaghetti. Adolf Hitler was once nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. The British royal family is named after Windsor, the town, and not the other way round. They used to be called Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, but in 1917 they changed it to Windsor because it felt more British and it sounded less German. Before toilet paper was used, Americans used to use the corn cob leaves. The shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes. Sometimes blue whale tongues can weigh more than an elephant. The world's largest waterfall is underwater. The Statue of Liberty used to be a lighthouse. I really hope you enjoyed these facts and learned something completely new and weird. Hi everybody, this week in the Chinese segment, we're going to be learning shapes in Chinese. I really hope you enjoy. We're going to be learning some basic shapes. Let's start with circle. Circle is yuan xing. Yuan xing. Triangle is san jiao xing. San is 3, and since a triangle has 3 sides, it means san jiao xing. Square is zheng fang xing. Zheng fang xing. Star is xing xing. There are 2 different tones. Xing xing. Xing Ling Xiang. All of them till now have had Xiang in them. And finally, rectangle is Zhu Xiang. Zhu Xiang. I really hope you enjoyed these fun shapes in Chinese.